Casey Richards with CDGA TV coming to you from Midwest Golf House. And joining us today is a very special guest, Notah Begay of Golf Channel, NBC Sports, a four-time PGA Tour winner, and newly an ambassador of PointsBet, the official sports betting partner of the CDGA. So, Notah, thank you very much for taking the time today to join us.
Great to be here. Thank you.
Absolutely. So we'll start with the last thing we mentioned there, and your official relationship with PointsBet, coming on board with them as an ambassador moving forward. How did that all come about, and what is that relationship going to entail?
Well, first of all, just let me tell you how excited I am about the partnership and just kind of about the opportunity that exists for the PointsBet platform as sort of sports starts to expand, sports betting starts to grow. And I think that golf is just a wonderful, wonderful place to sort of bring these services to, simply because there's so many different types of betting opportunities. And I think that as golfers get a little bit more comfortable with the platform and technology sort of is able to accommodate our ability to deliver real-time opportunities shot by shot, which I think is one of the biggest and coolest things that golf can offer. And there's just so much upside and opportunity that I'm just looking forward to being a part of it and providing all the insight and statistical backdrop and guidance in terms of the simplicity in the use of the PointsBet platform for clients to be able to go in and enjoy the game from a slightly different perspective.
Absolutely. And it's kind of crazy how far the sports betting landscape has come in the last few years as legalization has moved forward. And I mean, in the professional sports world, sports betting was obviously taboo for the longest number of years. And ever since, it became more mainstream, the floodgates have kind of opened. So how can you envision maybe, sports betting and entities like PointsBet having a positive impact on like the PGA Tour and just the overall fandom surrounding professional golf?
Well, just the reach. I think it's going to pull more viewers, more fans, more people that maybe wouldn't necessarily take a serious interest in following golf or getting involved with the game from a fan's perspective, just simply because there's so much golf. There's so many head-to-head matchups that you can participate in. There are so many different props that I think are really, really interesting and cool, that I think that the average sports fan that just kind of have a general sense of the game would have a strong interest and enjoy the interface with PointsBet from those particular angles. And as far as players, it's just growth of the sport. I mean, we're always trying to grow, reach new audiences, cover new ground, increase the footprint of the game. And I think sports betting is a wonderful avenue for that, to create synergies between new fans that are out there and the players that are showcasing their talents.
Certainly. Now, Notah, your relationship with PointsBet is going to go beyond, actual sports betting. You're going to be serving as the chair of PointsBet's Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion Committee. So what all does that entail, and what are some of the initiatives that you're going to look to tackle with that group?
Well, that was predicated on a relationship that PointsBet wanted to establish with my foundation, the Notah Begay III Foundation, and we work primarily with Native American children on Indian reservations across the country to provide avenues to good sports programs, good nutritional and fitness programs, so that they can sort of pursue a healthier and improved lifestyle. And that's just going to sort of segue into this role with the Diversity and Inclusion Initiative that was spearheaded by PointsBet, and it's something that's extremely important to them. And it's not just a check the box issue; it's something that they're vested in, and that they really want to play their part and do and take on the responsibility of providing opportunities for everybody and anyone that wants to work with or work for the PointsBet Corporation.
That's great. Now shifting gears a little bit here in the Midwest, I mean, really golf fans everywhere, but particularly here in the Midwest with the Ryder Cup taking place in Wisconsin up at Whistling Straits, just a couple hours north of Chicago. I mean, the excitement is here. Everybody's really excited to follow along with that event. Obviously, you've been close to plenty of Ryder Cups over the course of your broadcasting and playing career. So what are some of your just kind of general thoughts on the event at this point? As we have this conversation, the teams are still in the process of being finalized, but generally, what are you expecting to see on the shores of Lake Michigan at the end of September?
Well, a hotly and closely contested Ryder Cup, which is hopefully what we will get. It was quite a bit of a blowout in France the last time the event was played. The Americans didn't play well, and the Europeans obviously went out there and just took care of business and handled it in quite a convincing fashion. But I don't think that that's going to be the case this particular time around. I think we're bringing a younger sort of um, less banged up team, I should say, to the Ryder Cup with a lot of faces that have experienced success. If you look back at the 2016 team that did so well at Hazeltine, there's going to be quite a few players that have not only gotten better and achieved more success in that time since, but many of them were on that losing team in France, and I think it kind of left them with just a not great feeling coming out of that. We'll see how it works out, but the venue in Kohler, Whistling Straits is I think is going to be a great match play golf course.
Definitely. And we've been fortunate here in Chicago and Illinois to have the American-based Ryder Cups be in relative proximity recently. Obviously, 2012, right in our backyard at Medina Country Club, 2016, not too far away up at Hazeltine in Minnesota. And then this year, again, just a couple hours up the road. Speaking of Illinois and golf in Chicago, obviously your career has taken you across the globe and throughout the country. So what are some of the experiences you've had with golf in the Midwest and specifically kind of in Chicago and in Illinois?
Well, it started back in college, coming back to Kemper Lakes to play in Northwestern's invitational tournament as a member of the Stanford golf team. My head coach at the time, Wally Goodwin, was a former Northwestern coach, so there was that connection there. And then it went into the Western Amateur, and then the Western Open at Cog Hill, and sort of going around that venue and watching Tiger pretty much dominate that particular tournament every time he played it. And even the Corn Ferry Tour up and through sort of, I forgot the golf course, but sort of in the near Arlington Park. I'm a huge horse racing fan, so I know because I would, after my morning tea time, it was like Glen Oaks or something like that. I'm not sure, but I would play her in the morning and then I'd go to Arlington Park in the afternoon. It was a great day of activity for me. And then right up the road, playing some golf when they used to have the Milwaukee event. So I've been in that area for quite some time. It has a wonderful history of golf, some of the most noted and remarkable golf courses in our nation, and it's a great place to visit for those of you out there that are interested in visiting some really great venues. A lot of public access opportunities for players that aren't members at Medina or some of these other very wonderful clubs in Chicago.
Definitely. And right now, I'm right across the street from Cog Hill, from former Western Open host for a long time, obviously. So certainly a great spot. And Notah, we really appreciate you taking the time to join us. And best of luck with all your future ventures, especially with PointsBet. And we look forward to following along. And maybe you'll give us some winners from time to time.
I hope so. That's
Yeah.
that's the goal. So I appreciate the time. Thank you.
Thanks, Notah.